Hey, I think I'm just gonna turn the lights out. Hold on one second. The lights kind of getting on my nerves. That's why I'm turning them off. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? Hey Tina, how you doing? Hey Susan, how you doing? How you doing? I said I'd come up in here. I don't know. Today it's been a day. I don't know, just a day. I'll tell you a little about my day. So I came on this morning. We had a live mad love, nothing but love, and I promise you that. I promise you that. Then I went out and had the best lunch with my mom. Oh my God. Went and I had a seafood boil bag. I had eggs and corn and crab legs and sausage and you know what I mean? I was up. Oh, I'm still full. I'm still full from it. I put the video up from it in a few. But then right after that, I don't know. You know how I'm not even gonna say your kids, just things happening in the day. And it just had me thinking. And then when I was thinking about a bunch of stuff, I started thinking like, I don't think y'all hear me when I tell you. I truly, I'm not like, I'm not exempt from nothing. I still beat myself up. I still, you know what I mean? I go hard on me than anybody else is. I promise you, always, always. But I learned one thing: the more I did that, the worse it made the thing I was really hurt about. Not, I wasn't really trying to hurt me more, but I just kept hurting me more. I just started beating up on me, and when I truly tell y'all, when I sit here and say stuff like, "Man, that's the fight," it's an everyday fight. It's up and down like a roller coaster. It's days when you gonna be, oh, I know I'm doing right, and and there's gonna be days when you are the dumbest thing in the world. You making the most, but I can't keep saying it because I'll become that. And even if I'm not that, I'll feel that. I'll project that. So that's why literally when I'm sitting here and I'm saying something bad, it's because I got to. Not because not nobody forced me. I have to. I have to repeat these things as much as I repeat the bad things to myself. As much as I beat myself up, I gotta pump myself up. Cause trust me, sometimes you just feel like all odds against you. Sometimes people will think maybe money will change it. If they had some money, they could never be somewhere. And that wouldn't be called life. That wouldn't be called life. You wouldn't have people that were rich who took their life. Because they just wouldn't. Why would they? They got all the money in the world. Just think how life beats the hell out of you. And just when you think you understand it, it will give you a blow that was harder than every blow you thought you had before. And no two blows will be the same. I can go through the exact same thing you're going through, and it's not the same. But so I know some days we had those days where the person that's beating is you. And when I come on here, and sometimes you say, "Oh, it's just what I need to hear," and it was just what I was going through. It's the fight. It's the fight. Like I was telling y'all earlier when I said all these odds you against. You think it's not days and the same things that don't beat me up? You think the main days there's gonna be somebody that's gonna take those exact same things and throw them at me to be the wrong things about them? You think that's exempt? You think that's exempt? What woman don't want a Prince Charming, a forever, somebody to love them the way they love them back? Who don't? Who don't? So that'd be another thing. Even if you tell yourself you good, I don't got it. You just learn to play the cards you're dealt and know that. And sometimes it's better to know that the toxic in me, if it's not tamed, I'm not gonna have no good relationships. I'm gonna attract either toxic people or people that don't want to deal with my toxic ass. That's it. That's why I'm single, because I knew I had to get that anger that you gonna pay for what everybody did. You're going, that I had to get it all out. Because if I didn't, I was just gonna taint everything I touched and blame them. Just on some real shit, on some me shit, on some me shit. And it's real for all of us. It is, and that's the thing. Sometimes it can be the reminder, because I mean, you're not Adams, you're learning how to code. You know how if somebody passed away, people say you have to learn how to code. You have to learn how to make it without them, right? Well, when relationships die, you have to do that too. And what if you had a time invested in property, whatever it was? Now you go to something totally different. You got kids, you're going to do something totally different. And you got to learn how to just make it. And so, like I said, it's a lot every day. And some days when you actually think about it, when you think about, for me, when I think about why I don't date sometimes, is because I'm easily reminded of what hurts so much. And it still hurt. And I don't want to take that into, because then I'm not giving somebody me openly, because I'm guarded. But if I go with my guards down, I really will protect myself better. Because I know if this isn't what makes me feel all right, it makes me feel like putting my guards up. It's not for me. And trust me, it took some bad, bad, bad relationships to learn that. Because I learned that even if you got a good one, if you are fucked up from that, you're going to mess that up. You're going to make it what you know, because it's who you become. You got this wall so up, you don't want to hurt nobody. You hurting yourself every day. And you're hurting the chance of ever getting love the right way. Because right now, you don't even believe it exists. But you don't want to be alone. That's where I was. So I speak from a place where I had to let life truly force me to be alone enough to love me so much that I know that since I'm still standing here, every relationship I went through, bad or good, is to make me the queen I need to be, to know what I don't want, what I will not do, what I cannot do, to know that I know my man should be a protector. And it should not be the one that is making me hurt. And I had to learn that by loving people that hurt me so much that it hurt more to think of them being out of my life. So I said, I'd rather take that. We could fix the rest. We can get past, we can get back to happy ever after where we was. Mhm. And it's people that sadly have hurt me before in my life that I loved as far as a relationship. and I would never be with them. But the saddest part is I don't even want to be around them because they got a piece of me that makes me feel like I would give them more respect than they ever gave me. And I don't know why I can't change that. Such is life. You know what I learned when a man stopped being around or didn't answer their phone or was doing what they were doing? I learned this. I learned that they taught me how to be without them. I didn't have to wonder what it was like to go to bed without them, to not talk to them for a couple of days. They showed me. And that's why I say, is it good or is it bad that you got a strong armor only because you had to get your ass beat to get it? It's not good. But I'd be a motherfucking fool if any sister, any woman who I loved, I wouldn't say to them, like, trust me, this is what's going to work. This is what you have to do, meaning you got to go. Because why would I sit and dog you, look down on you? Who ain't been there? Who ain't curled up in a bed before and cried? We have to, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said it just made me think like, man, when you think about it, sometimes what made you tough, and some women got tough because they watched people go through it. Some people could have been a mother. You watched her go through it and you said, won't be me. But most of us went through it. Most of us going through it. Most of us love somebody so much that we just hoping they get better. And it don't mean they physically abusing. They could be doing cheating. They could be just neglecting you and don't appreciate you and give you your love language that you want. They could be non-emotional, so you never know where they really stand, and they don't communicate much, so you don't know. You don't know what they're thinking, how they feel. You don't know. So you start making your mind believe they don't even care about you. I've been so scared of being hurt. I was ready to book anytime I felt like I was getting close because I just didn't want to get close and lose again. So sometimes you, like I said, you come and mess up some good things yourself. I would meet good men who I enjoyed them. They honestly enjoyed me. What they said is what they meant, who they were, how they made you feel. But I wanted what I couldn't have so bad that I was like, oh, please. Now I'm doing to somebody what somebody doing to me. This thing here, and most of us, little secret, most of us women on here that's hurt and angry and about to explode. It's the love or the non-love of a father or a man that's got us that way. Sometimes it's several men. It's it's hard. That's why I said even when I said even being a mother, because then the reflections start coming to, you know what I mean? So, y'all, I'm telling y'all, sometimes we don't even realize that we singing each other's song. Yeah, thank you. Somebody coming up and talking about you, and I'm really talking about me and the things I feel and I think about. When I look at the men that my sons are, and not, not at their age and serious, like in a relationship where you can really lock it down and you are having children. And I want you to be able to be there for them and to raise them. And you know what I mean? And that once again, when the cards are dealt the way they are dealt in life, you got to play them. And no kid is a mistake. They are all a blessing. All of us. Because one day we were somebody's blessing. And it don't matter if they didn't see it. It don't matter if the rest of the world didn't see it. We were. But life knocked the shit out of you a few times and tore you up and threw all these bows and cuffs at you. Shit, it's some days I be thinking, man, I really wish I could go to work 40 hours a day. But even if I did, I'd be tearing myself up that I'd need 40 hours the next week to just recoup myself to be able to stand. Or just like today, how right before I went to go live, my eyes started bothering me so bad that I decided it was either sit in the dark, come out, leave it on as long as I could, and sit in my glasses. And some days, honestly, y'all, that makes me mad. It annoys me because I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't. But when I sit and think about it like that, it'll have me down. When I sit and think about it, that, hey, my insurance started playing games with my insurance a couple of months ago. And I haven't seen my eye doctor in 2 months. I'm blessed enough not to have nothing. That means I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to count the blessings. Same thing with relationships. Like I said, I'm glad I haven't had, since I first started getting in relationships with people, I haven't had any time for me, just like as being a parent. I've never had no time I didn't live with my kids until last year. And I've never had a time in my life I lived alone, just me. No man, no, just me. But I had to come to this point. That's my story. But like I said, like I said, my mind go 1,000 places because I can't help. Like I said, when I'm thinking of my son, think about what example did I set. Even though I had one relationship my whole kid's life, and that's the relationship they knew me to have. What did it set that made them, you know? So you'll start beating yourself. Damn, maybe if I, but you know what? I can't turn back the hand of time. Okay, okay, and I can move forward, and then I can really learn what it is I need. Like I said, because that's one of the biggest parts about when you are just working on self. You see yourself, and then when there's things you need to work on, when you hear them, you feel yourself. You feel that part of you. That part of you that right now you done push aside because you're working on this part and that part. And then, hold on one second. My phone ringing. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I said, it's something I always think about and constantly. And it's sometimes because it's routine. I sometimes be like, man, I want to be in a relationship. But I already know, it's a ticking time bomb. It's like letting go of a habit and going around it. I don't care what it is, smoking cigarettes, whatever. And then going around it before you should, or when something bad happens. You're going to lean right on that thing. Shit, I know I did. But yeah, like I said, let me see who is up in her. Shane, let me sing. What up, man? How you doing? Queen on here, how you doing? Queen on here, how you doing? How you doing, Karma's a biatch? But yeah, like I said, that's what I've learned. I have learned that those are some of the biggest things. Like when I think about what I fight, is that is because first of all, okay, look, I'm 42 years old. I ain't never been married in my life, so I don't have to be in my big fat Greek wedding to just be like when you getting older and you didn't. That ain't something that bother you. But really, at one point, it didn't. You know why? Because I was so hardened. I didn't want marriage. I in first it was I called myself. I didn't want marriage because I didn't want to have somebody that I love so much and then lose them. And I'm not even lying to you. That was the truth. I remember when my granddaddy died, my grandma just seemed lonely. Like, even though we were all there, I remember thinking, like, I don't want to be sad like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, I don't want, so it kind of made me like I just didn't want to do that just because I didn't want to lose somebody. Then when I got a little older, now you have kids, now I was just scared that I just didn't want to have, I don't know. I didn't want to make it like I was trying to force somebody to be my kid's dad. So if I get married to you, that's what I'm trying to just. I don't know because my mind was so fucked up. Then I was just like, "Man, this is something I never want to do." But when I really got to the core and started coming into me, I realized it was one of the biggest things I wanted to do. I just didn't want no big ass wedding or none of that. I just wanted, you know what I mean? So you learn, but like I said, you have to know because you done forgot what you want. You've been a woman for 20 years saying, I don't want no flowers. I don't need no flowers. Flowers die quick. I don't want no flowers. But deep inside, you love for somebody to just show flowers, just drop them off to your job. Just come on, you know what I mean? Meet you at the restaurant. They already at the table. You sitting there. You love that. You love that. And then I was so caught in protecting myself that I couldn't even let a man be a man. Couldn't let him open the door. Couldn't let him chase me. Couldn't let him nothing. So I had to put all those guards down to really be ready for the type of man I want, I need, I desire, I deserve. Because otherwise, what I'm going to get is pieces of what I'm used to, I accept, I'm familiar, I'm comfortable. That's what I'm going to keep doing. And then be complaining the whole route, I promise y'all. Complaining. Oh, he ain't doing this. My granddaddy was a man who would have done that. I know I'm surprised I'm with a man like this. Shit, I've been there. And like I said, at the end of it, I couldn't even ask no more what he did because I was too busy wondering why did I stay? What was I chasing? What did I need? What was I really looking for? What was it that was really offered to me? Because then I know that goes on the list of things I want in my king. You know what I mean? I ain't looking for no Prince Charming. That sound like a little boy. I'm looking for a grown ass man that done sold his oats. A grown ass man that know what he wanted is confident in what he's doing. You know what I mean? A grown ass man that takes care of his own responsibility without making excuses. A grown ass, you know what I'm saying? That's it. I want a king, and I won't even have to explain to him what is needed. He'll just be so. Just like he won't have to come and give me a tutorial and classes. I won't have to take being with him one on one and how to learn to love him 2.7. No, I won't have to take none of these classes. No, no, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. There's a jewel on his crown made for me, and there's one on mine for him, and therefore they'll come together, and I guess they'll relay information about us to each other. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what it'll be. But shoot. You had just like I want a man who sold his oats and did this and did that. And if he got his heart broken, he's not still some scorned dude. Just like it be scorned women, it's scorned dudes. They've been hurt. And once again, just like I said about with us, it could have started with their mother. Or it could have been through some woman they thought they loved and she didn't care about them like that. Or she used them. Or she lied to them. Or she betrayed them. You know what I mean? So it happens. But the difference is all them men don't come jump on the internet and start just fighting with a whole bunch of random motherfuckers they don't even know. They don't do that. They don't. And they might do some old undercover sneaky tripe shit. Because dudes are not innocent. I've hung up with enough of them to know. And they definitely got some more than women. But we'll talk about that on another show. Fellas, I love you. But another thing that taught me more about relationships was watching my buddies. Watching my buddies. And how they moved in breakups. And it was just different. You'd expect, like, man, he just left after 65 years with her. He just it is. And if he were hurt, he would come out in some random moment. But at first you would think like, damn, it seemed like he didn't care. He must have called it off because he just don't seem like he giving a damn. He is a whole new chick around, you know what I'm saying? And he barely paying no attention, but you still letting it get up in your face. You get what I'm saying? You like, whoa, he's seen the move on fast. And I'm not saying that's how you gotta do it. But you know what I mean? But sometimes you gotta go out there and remind yourself that you the shit. That you didn't just chase a mofo, they chased you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, I don't know. But I had a lot of growing up to do. Like I said, I wasn't the one, going through your phone. I wasn't the one, but I definitely was the one in a car you didn't know rolling around. Not rolling on no stalking, but if I was going that way, I definitely been passing that car unknown. Like I was in an unmarked squad car. Yeah, I was that one. I was that one. I definitely was one. I ain't gonna lie. At one point, check the shit out of you on your phone, like straight up. Let that shit be on your voicemail. I was gonna go in like you got me fucked up, Then one day, I kid you not, I caught myself and said, "Wait, did I did I just leave 5 different messages, and each one ended with I ain't calling back?" And I felt crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I felt crazy. I felt bona fide crazy, and I went out. I kid y'all not. I went out, and I'm kicking it with my buddy, and his phone is going off. And I said, "Why don't you turn it off if you ain't gonna answer?" And he said, "No, I'm gonna just leave it. That'll be worse." I'm thinking, "Oh, that'll be worse." But anyway, about an hour and a half later, he just happened to look down his phone and say, like, "Oh my God, I got like 20 messages. I got like 8 voicemails." And I just thought, as I'm listening to that, I wasn't thinking about his chick, his situation. I was thinking about somebody even sitting somewhere, and that was me. And the funny thing was, I know it could have been me because I had done it. And I was like, oh, that just ain't a good look because I don't even like. Because here's one thing I know about anybody: you done looked at your phone. Unless you threw it in the lake to go get a new one, you have looked at your phone. The thought of you thinking that even if I want, baby, even if I want to, I'm telling y'all, wait. So I just be like, nah, I'm not gonna give you what you want for some reason, even if I want to, because I've done it and got no effects, and all it did was make me beat me up. That's it. Because now I'm knowing you done called this mofo. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all. Please. Now I love to tell you that. All that was, I was like, what, 10, 12 when that happened, 15? Hell no, I was a grown ass woman. I was a grown ass woman. And it ended up scarring me at a point that it just made me where even when you were being honest, I couldn't believe you. I couldn't trust. Uh, couldn't trust you. I couldn't, because like I said, sometimes we just, but we have to see it out the way it's meant for us to see it out. That's how I feel about a relationship. You have to see it out. If nobody's life is in danger, you're gonna have to, because otherwise, then you need to just abandon ship because you want to live, and that means whether you live outside of jail or live, but you want to live, and so that's why you would leave that if it's in danger. But other than that, it's like you got to see it out, because if you don't see it out, it'll be somebody's fault. It could have been this, maybe this, because that's what your mind gonna tell you. That's why so many people be thinking people from their past are exactly what. No, they grow. They go through, and it depends on what they are now from whatever life has been since. But that's what guys and girls. Guys and girls. And then my granddaughter, who's due in December, her baby shower is Saturday. I'm just like, oh, I hate when I forget something. I'm glad that I get a reminder before, but I hate when I forget something. I'm set it in my, or not forget it, but set it in my mind at a different date. And then it just popped up. I'm like, oh my goodness. So always something. But once again, it reminded me of relationships, that my son is about to have another child. You know what I mean? And it just reminded me of relationships. Hey, Stacey. Okay. Well, like I said, so we've all had it. That's why it's always somebody. I remember one day telling somebody, I was young. Oh man, I remember telling somebody put their hands on me. I promise they gonna be gone. I promise I'm gonna be gone. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. Wouldn't be me. It sounds good. It does. And some stick directly to that, and some don't. Some end up becoming the person fighting with the person. You know what I mean? Some end up the person being attacked by the person. Yeah, well, and then I've had good people in my life, and the truth of the matter is they sneezed and then say bless themselves. And I was like, oh, I can't do them. I can't do them. I can't mess with them. I don't, I don't like them. I promise you that. I've had them both. I've had them both. Let me see what the saying says. Oh, it's a thin line. It's a thin line, but to hate you adds of love. And that's what'll get you. Is that somebody you love had the nerve, the audacity, the gall to do you like that, to leave you out in the cold, to take everything you got, to build with somebody else everything you put in. You'll be like, what? 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 But I'm now at a place that if somebody who I love would do that, I know they're not who I thought they were. And it don't make them bad. And it don't make me bad for loving them. It just means I know that's not going to work for me, because I would never do that to them. And didn't I tell y'all, if it's something I can't do for you, I got to go? Well, if it's something I would never do to you, I got to go if you do it to me. So that's just where I have to stand now. Because if I don't, I'm going to resent me for saying. Even if I'm going to resent me. I know I am. Because I'm going to think no matter, because I'm going to start beating myself up about all the times it was done to me, and I'm still having it done to me. So it's going to take me to a different place. That's what I said. I got to know my triggers. And one of my triggers in a relationship is feeling like I'm second. And don't make me feel tired. And then, because like I said, it's gonna trigger me and it's gonna start making me beat myself up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that? Because then, what grade am I gonna be? The good I'm gonna be to this relationship if I'm already in a mm-mm, mm-mm. He ain't gotta spend every back in minute with me, but I have to know that not just like I enjoy his company, enjoy mine. He want to see me as much as I want to see him. Like I said, I've been in relationships that you should have left them because they was messed up. You know what I'm saying? And you knew it was like gonna stay stagnant or go nowhere. But it was who I liked and wanted to be with, and met people that were everything I ever asked for. Like just the things you that I'm just naming right now. I'm talking about when I was younger, and in a relationship. And me being like, man, feeling like Erica Badu. Now what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? But shit. But me saying, look, there's not even really, and I'm thinking I'm putting me first. Because I'm thinking I'm saying, well, you know what? I picked to not hurt you because I know that's where I want to go. But in the end, like when that went wrong, you thinking to yourself, there was somebody who actually wanted you. You weren't questioning, and you chasing somebody that you questioning if they feel for you what they say they feel. And you telling them that their actions don't meet up with their words. And somebody's actions meeting up to their words. You know what I mean? And he was like, ew, get away from me. Ew. He's like, ew. And I'm like, ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. It's dark here. I feel like I'm sitting in the hallway. But I need these lights on. That's why I was like, oh, I gotta turn these lights on. Because I don't feel like turning the camera off the whole time. I'm like, the most I want to do is put these sunglasses down. My eyes are bothering me. But yeah, please. Relationship. Woo, Auntie. Auntie Moon, man. And when I was having them bad relationships, it affected every relationship I was having in my life. The relationship with my friends, my kids, my family. But yeah. But one thing I know is love is real. And you got to know what kind of love you want and what kind of love you give. And you got it. It's real. I open the door, you got kissing frogs, that we all do. And then some don't. Some literally looked at some frogs. They're like, oh shit, them frogs. That's the prince. But here's what I can promise you. And it's for all the ladies out there. For every woman that you see sitting with a good man and they've had this longevity, one, no, nothing is perfect. They had to have things happen. But they learned how to make it through and they were able to make it through. And two, know that beside that, what you call in such a good man, a king, the type of man you're looking for, is a queen sitting next to him. No matter what you think of or what you think you could do, but know that because that's what also has to make it work. Unless they are in that, we just here for the kids. But if it's that relationship you call yourself, oh man, that's a good relationship, then trust that's where it comes from. Because when a king has his queen, you know, it is. And that means sometimes it could have not been that you weren't a queen. They weren't a king. They weren't ready to be a king. And sometimes it's not that you weren't a king. They weren't ready to be a queen. Because otherwise, you know, it was you. And it wasn't them. And once again, it means the opposite of what I just said. But somebody wasn't ready. That doesn't make it your fault. But just like when you go through divorces, kids are blaming themselves. When kids are with parents and the parents are unhappy, they blame themselves because they always think to themselves, if it wasn't for us, would they even be together? Because they don't get along. They barely seem to talk. See, that's what people think kids can't sing. They don't. You think they don't see that y'all barely talk? That y'all talk to them, and then when they leave, they go to ice silence. You don't think they can see that? Kids can't see that you sleep on the couch half the night, but you saying you fell asleep watching TV. But you never want to go to bed. That's how kids gonna look at you. Never want to go to bed with them. They don't see your whole hands or happiness or nothing. a tap on the butt, a hug. Y'all even divide how y'all talk to them. There's no teamwork. And you think that's, oh, because I was with my kids' father their whole life, I showed them love. You showed them how to fake it. And if they resent anybody most, it's gonna be y'all, ain't gonna be the world. They would have rather y'all been single parents. They gonna be like, shit, maybe you would have been happy enough to have some time. Because when you going through when you going through a relationship, sometimes you can be the best mom in the world. You having a rough relationship, whatever that is, it's gonna be days that got you out like you're not. And even if you there, you like tunnel vision. You pouring bowls of cereal. You tossing a pizza in the oven. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong if you make that for them. I'm saying, but you usually the mama that's cooking. You usually making your own sauce. They say tonight you just threw some. You ain't even took the cardboard box off the bottom of it. You just threw the shit like I make sure they eat shit. They just came home from school and you like, all right, y'all, we're gonna eat dinner, do this homework, and go to bed. They like, go to bed. It's still like, but it's because you trying to make it through the day. Doom, how you doing? Evangelist Val, how you doing? How you doing? I'm just talking about relationships and how I was even thinking about like with my sons earlier and just how many of us are going through that and how on the women's side, if it wasn't either the love or non-love from your father, it was the bad relationships on the men's side. You know what I mean? It's usually the opposite. It was either the mother. They either taught you how to love right or they didn't. Or it was maybe they didn't know. This don't make them bad. This don't make your parent bad if they did. They didn't know. Some of us don't know. Because you had a great parent, but affection is what wasn't what they were. I've been that parent before where I'm like, nah, and I used to honestly tell myself, it's because I don't want my kids to, you know what I mean, not be able to make it if I didn't do this every day. Because I was so afraid of losing. It was like taking on me. I was so afraid of losing people that I didn't realize I was losing time. I was so busy making the plan, you know what I mean? Like, it was obsessive. Because once again, you never know how when you're young and you lose people close to you, like, you know, my granddad died, when things of those nature happen, how they take it, how it shift them. Some make, you know, but yeah. And like I said, my granddaddy wasn't even no saint, but there's things I measure in the characters of what I'm looking for in the man out of him. You know what I mean? Not every character, you know, but it's many that I do. Yeah, relationships. Like I said, when I look at my sons, and I said, wait a minute, I want you to be, you know, to be the king in your castle. Not running your castle or nothing like that, but I want you to be the protector, the provider. You know what I mean? The best friend. You know? Yeah, that's how says, let me tell you. That's what I'm sitting here telling you. That's one of the reasons why right now I haven't been with anybody sexually, period, since 2019. On a date. I even tried to like start giving out my number and I was like, oh, I'm so not ready. Because that's more of the what I put on myself, like, you know, this and you because and he probably like this and he ain't on shit and he don't do I'm telling you. Because it was heartbreak after heartbreak. I'm like, oh, whoa, two big ones in a row. And then I got in this one and it was shaky in the beginning. You know what I mean? I couldn't bounce back from the shaky, even though the person came back and switched up and did all of that. Um, I couldn't bounce back. I couldn't bounce back. I couldn't trust him. I couldn't. And mostly I couldn't trust me to believe anymore. Because when I thought I should believe him and I did trust, I was wrong. So I didn't even trust me no more. I didn't know what my feelings meant no more. Hey, my dude, how you doing, little bruh? Oh, that's okay, Tammy. Sorry, I was trying to catch up on the comments. Oh, you driving? Be careful. No texting while driving. Wait, your mama's in shock. What did you do to him? You might have to pull over and tell me this. What did you do? Hey, kicking it with the roots. What did you do? He not supposed to be driving. Why is he driving if he's not supposed to be driving? Mm. Where's my belt? Where's my belt? Yeah, like I said, nobody beats themselves up harder than we beat ourselves up. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You know how much I could beat up on myself right now in my situation. Sometimes, but like I said, I beat myself up being in the wrong place, doing wrong things. And it's not gonna help me. So that's why I said, shit, we all do it, sis. We all do it. Nobody better than nobody else. That be to say that if I was going through it and you wasn't, you was better than me. It don't. It don't mean none of that. I just know shit. This is what I know. I know today has been a day, and a lot of people that I care about are hurt. And the big drain you see on me is that because it hurts me. It hurts me. When people hurt, there's nothing you can say. My son has been hurt the last couple of days, and everything I say seems to be the wrong thing. And so trust me, I understand. I, that's why I told y'all. It's real life out here. I come on here some days, and I mean, I'm grabbing the joy because I could either take the moment to grab some peace and grab some joy and grab some common sense, or I could stay in the moments. That's the moments that don't take me nowhere. It's easy to drift that for me. It's real easy. You know what I mean? It's real easy. But it's too hard to come out of it. It's too hard to come out of it. And like I said, some days it's draining to my soul that the one thing that is consistent and the one thing that so many of us are going through is just hurt and pain. That that's sad. That's sad. None of us exempt from it, but that's sad. Some camouflage a little better, but it still hurt because it's just like shit. And, you know, everybody's hurting. Oh no, no, I'm fine. Like I said, it's just like I said, it's I've literally for the last 2 days, and I ain't said anything. I've literally uh, everything I've said has been when you coming from the heart. So sometimes you just gotta learn how to just listen, but it don't stop you from just hearing and feeling all the pain. So it just makes you sad and shit. Like now, you're not a hero. I'm not saying I could save everything, but it doesn't stop me from having feelings. And I know one thing, I don't know about y'all, even for myself, like if I said right now and y'all care about me in any form, and I started telling you I was hurt, it make you sad. That's just what you're gonna have a feeling like, oh man, I hate you going through that, and I hate you feel helpless, or I hate you feel, you know what I mean? Who wouldn't? If you care, people think you got Nino. You in that bathroom taking this extra loud, Nick. I mean, nice. Anyway, yeah, when you care about somebody, and people think that caring about somebody means you soft. Man, please. At least I learned how to care right. I could spot a snake before it even hit the grass. And I think my best magnets, I don't know. I don't know. But like when I care, I care. I always tell people if you want me to not care or do what people who don't care do, and I guess you don't want to be around me because I'm really going. Because I used to. I used to when you care, and people just I don't know. I'm sorry, when I say my eyes are bothering me. Like I said, but I'm fine. I'm just I'm not even apologizing. I'm built the way I'm built, and the only way I can be is who I am. You know, am I depressed? No. Am I sad? No. Am I heavy? Yep. Yep. Just like I said, when I thought about it with my sons, and I got this baby shower on Saturday, I thought how I wish things could be. But then I wondered if I ever set that example. Oh, I was already in a space and a place. Yeah. That's why like I said, I'm glad to have a channel because I'm had to have a place that now somebody made it safe for me to speak. I made it safe for me to speak, meaning that I decided I would be transparent. I would be honest and true and not just be who I was. So, yeah, so like I said, no, like, how could I be down? There's things that are shifting and changing, and I'm being happy. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said my mind hasn't been 1,000 places in the last 48 hours, and today it just finally hit its place. I'd be lying if I told you different. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna come on here and you got to assume or try to figure out what I'm thinking or going through. This is truly where I'm at. Where I'm at. Like I said, some people say, "Oh, I sure couldn't tell." It's not even about faking. I don't. It's not even faking. I just that's a lot I can take in. Just like I can take a lot of pain, I can take a lot in. And then sometimes I don't even let it. You know what I'm saying? But I just be like, "Oh, here's how I let it out." You talk about it. That's why I'm able to listen to people because when you're able to let it out, at least that means you're not holding it in, and that's a good thing. Just always make sure you let it out with people you can trust, or you letting it out knowing that you let it out. You let it out into the universe and the world. The moment you gave it to anyone, and that's how I feel. That's why I'm sitting out here saying it on the channel. I'll sit here saying it right on the internet. You know what I mean? Say no take backs. No take backs. It's on the internet. So you know I mean it when I say it. So that's a good thing. You can talk and tell people how you really feel. And then they'll know, like, okay, I know right now you're just venting. You're expressing yourself. I'm not gonna let you go too far because I don't agree with those things, but that's all. Yeah, so hey Spikey, how you doing, sis? Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, it's what parents do sometimes, and that's not to justify it. I'm just being honest. You do. You do. But you have to realize that, and I'm realizing that, and I really started last year, and I'm really this year. Like, here's the thing: good, bad, and different. If your kids are grown, you've done your job, and now the only thing you can do, if anything, is show different to those things before you didn't believe in, or you know what I mean. That's all I can do. I can't re-raise my kids; they grown. You know what I mean? I can't re-change history. And be like, okay, now this time I have this kind of relationship, so you could be this, so you could see this. I mean, because when you think about it, you saw it in things. My twin has been married over 20 years. My twin. My twin got married at 21. You know what I mean? She's been married to the same person the whole time. You know what I mean? So at the end of the night, you saw that. Still married to him right now. My dad, my stepdad, and my mom have been married since I was 12 years old. My kids wouldn't know a life without them being married happily. They just came back from Niagara Falls. Like they're happy. They love each other. They stand by each other. They stand with each other. So you think you've seen it, but see, it gotta sometimes you be like, it gotta come from home. Oh well, here's the thing. I may not have had, you know what I mean. Uh, Sammy, how you doing, sis? I'm like, wait a minute. I think I see saying Sammy Stevens. I do. You know what I mean? I may not have had so, but you just beat yourself up. But it's funny because when my head was in a fog and everything else, what I said was, well, what my kids have never seen is they've never seen me with another person but this person. Even though they know this person is their father. That was no secret. They weren't newborns when I met them. But they never seen me with another person but this person. They never seen me and this person scream, yelling, fighting on each other. They never seen this person lay hands on me. They never seen me, you know what I'm saying? They never seen that. But that don't mean it was a perfect relationship. Well, see, when you thinking of the worst things you ever been through, you be like, if that's not going on, I'm giving perfect. No, I'm not. They could have seen this person not come home. They could, you know what I mean? They just seen something different. They could have seen that y'all weren't happy, that you weren't happy. And I wasn't happy because what they didn't see was when, you know what I mean? Because that wasn't their business. That's what their relationships. But I used to think I didn't know how to pick them. I just realized that I was picking them for just what I was in at the time when it came to me. I can't speak for nobody else. I was picking what fit not only how I felt, but people who were kind of not looking. I had my own commitment issues, and I didn't realize that because I was so scared to lose people. So it was easy for me to attract to people who had commitment issues, whether that was because they was a cheater, whether that's because they was scorned. You get what I mean? It was easy for me to attract to that because I knew at the end, then I could blame them for what I was looking for anyway, because I was scared to lose. So I didn't want my mate to pass away one day. You know what I mean? It was because I was scared to lose. I had to learn me. Because no matter how much I learned about any man I was with, at the end of the night, that's not going to do the work for me. That's not going to change me in the next relationship. That's not. I got to learn about me. What makes me tick? What makes me top? What makes me, you know what I mean? I got to know. Ooh, sounds yummy. I want to know. Ooh, steaks, potatoes. Oh, that sound good. Cobs. Man, and I'm still learning it. And sometimes I also think to myself, man, does that mean I don't have am I never gonna be in a relationship because I'm just getting older and I'm losing time. So I'll do so I'll start beating the hell out of myself. But what I know I ain't got time to do no more is settle. I'm all cried out. I'm all mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm done making excuses. I'm done. I'm telling y'all, I done battled with the chick for the dude, got the dude, and then didn't want him because I didn't trust him. I mean, didn't trust him. Nothing he could do would make me. I just couldn't trust him. I got more trust for him now than I did then because I couldn't because I was too afraid I'd make a fool of myself again. Because the last time I trusted him, I thought, oh, he would never. Sure, he would never. Please, he would, and he did. He would, honey, and he's young. And that don't make me no fool. I used to tell him that don't make me no fool. That made him a fool because he lost a good thing. Who to catch? He the hoe. Who to catch? They the fool. If they the fool, I pity the fool. I pity the fool. Because trust me, if I think that I'm fucked up, then that means everywhere I go, I'm going to be fucked up. No, they fucked up. And let me tell you something. For every shitty man, there's 3 good men. Yeah, but let me tell you something. The shitty ones, they quicker to approach. They quicker to play the game. They could, because a lot of the good ones know they've been pushed to the side for a shitty. Somebody was still chasing old shitty. So they sit back, they wait. But as soon as they get your attention, you'll know because they won't leave you alone. Like I said, some of the shitty ones watch the good ones and say, mm-hmm. Because deep inside, some of the shitty ones are good people. They are. They just aren't good for relationships. For whatever their reason is, they aren't. Nothing talking about relationships. Different being in different relationships and how I was thinking about with my sons and how even when I talk about what kind of man I want or all that, I always wonder like, did I set the right example in my relationship for them? And is that a reason why they aren't, you know what I mean? You know, they're not consistent, So you start, I just was wondering, just so like I said, I just brought the topic up because it was heavy on me. Like I said, I also, when I've been telling y'all that for the last 2 days, like mommy mamas, for the last 2 days, I feel like everything I say to my son is just the wrong thing. You never know. You never know. But then I was but once again, so like I said, just thinking. Just thinking out loud with y'all talking to talk. Oh, you thinking of a new channel? I thought you had 2 channels though. I've done it. What if I did this? What if I said it's probably because remember when I had did this, he's still mad about this. He ain't let go of that. This. I shouldn't be talking to this, but everything under the sun. And you know what? I've also been in relationships and did everything that I thought I could have been doing wrong to fix that. But see, if there's no reciprocity, there's no relationship. Because otherwise, one, whether it's the man or the female, one is going to be chasing for what they feel they deserve or was owed or this and that. Because people always feel like that. Sorry, I'm catching up on that. You will, I promise you, sis. You will. And like I said, you're not wrong, you're not dumb, you're not bad, you're not none of that. Come on. That's I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. If people could just be open and be able to talk with everybody being all in their business, we could just really talk. And then that would be the purpose thing if you had like in your memberships where you can have like real conversations. Like you learn it's so many people and all of us. Like all of us are going through something that we can more relate to than we couldn't. And sometimes people can relate. And what's so funny is sometimes the biggest people judging is people going through the exact same thing, been through the same thing. You'd be surprised. The biggest people judging, they right in the same suit you in. It'll be one detail different. You'll be like, my man cheated and had a baby. And they'll be like, well, my man cheated and he said the baby ain't his. You're like, girl, it's not like the same story. But there's a be back. Didn't I say he said it ain't his? Bubba, stop. I said, wait, let me wait till I'm just gonna leave him over here because he's gonna run that door as long as they walking past the dog. Now, what is that? Tissue. I don't know. That dog. That dog. That child, man. That child, man. Sing. Right over here. Look, they went walking past their dogs. He just had to go for the. He's gonna run to the door to bark. I was like, let me just keep him over this way till they walk past. Now he just walking around. Come in, then. He's so full of. Hey, man, just want to say hey. Come on. Come say hey. Come on. Oh, he's so nice. You can't bother them dogs. They're not thinking about you. Look, they don't care about you. They walk past. They don't say hey, boo. They don't. They don't. And when you walk outside, they don't say hey, boo. You said that's not them. That's not you. That's them. Oh, you want to snap the computer? Get me. No, ain't too full of shit. He felt heavier today because he's so full of it. I kid you not. Mm. Yeah, like I said, you make it where I'm. Like I said, I'm in a safe place to just be me, just be honest. Shoot, like I said, I used to think of all these times when my kids were teenagers, and you'd be around parents. None of y'all was talking about nothing really going on. Then this occasional time you would say a little, and there'd be so many that could relate. You'd be thinking, was nobody gonna say anything? Like, we just gonna keep it all, we might be able to help each other. Or sometimes, you know what helps? To know you're not the only one. I used to honestly think that my kids were the only kids in the world that waited till the kitchen was clean. And no matter if you cleaned everything up and you waited as late till you thought everybody was asleep, somehow you woke up and something was out of place or the chair wasn't pushed back to the. It's just something. I thought, I think they do it to torture me. Does my son think closing the door means that the room could just be the bed? Is it just me? Is it just, even though those sound like simple things at first, but nobody, but then some days you'd hear people and you'd be like, okay, it ain't just me. It ain't just me that they ran through all them groceries as soon as you buy. It ain't just me. And it was simple stuff. But then when it got to big stuff, you were nervous. I remember one day somebody I knew his kid ran away. And this is, I'm talking about when people don't do all, Now people put it out, put the word on social media, and it seems to work most of the time with these kids because everybody got their eyes out looking for their butt. And, but they were just looking and they didn't want to say anything because of what people would think must have been going on with them and their kid. And that made me sad. I said, wait, what? But then I realized that's the truth. And now luckily they, you know, located their kid within the same couple, you know what I mean? But the thing is that we live in a place where we can't even be true and honest. Cause you're so scared somebody gonna have something to say. Oh, you know what? That's why even when I laugh or talk about the people on Love After Lockup, at least they admitting that's what they do. Some people doing something they never gonna say it because they don't want to hear what everybody got to say. Oh, I know what people gonna say. I know what everybody got to say about it. Oh well, do you, boo? Because I promise you, the same mofo telling you what to do, how to do it, how they would do it, are gonna do things the way they want to. I could promise you that. I could promise you that. They not gonna do it your way. They gonna do it their way. Same people. Same people. Same people who's telling you how they would and you should. That's why I'm never telling nobody what they should do. But they should know that whatever they do is what they gonna have to do until you know what I mean. That's just it's their course. Because I know that's how it is. If I'm doing something, I gotta stand in what I'm doing. Right or wrong, I stand in there. Oh yeah, I'm doing this because I don't know how to fight on this one. So this is how I'm fight. Might not be fair, might not be right, but this is how I'm gonna fight. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry, these eyes are irritating tonight. And it don't matter because, like I said, it's early. I'm not tired because I slept good. I'm not tired, so it's not like if I got off, it's gonna stop them. It does. All of you got good spirits, though. That's why, like I said, even when I thought about choosing, I mean, we all gonna do something. But see, it's gotta be your spirit and your energy that's gonna guide you in who you really are. So that's all I'm gonna say, who you really are. Who you really are. Like I said, in between who you getting off me, everything I said, who ain't flawed? Who ain't made mistakes? Kinda glad you did. Shows me how normal and human you are, because we all make mistakes. I don't want to think you so perfect. Oh my God, they'll never do anything. They don't even fart. Because when you start making people heroes, they just suddenly don't do the normal shit that all of us do. They don't even boo boo. Say, who are they and how did they live? No. Sorry, I just got a message. Like I said, and another thing, like yesterday, I got these pictures of my grandson. I'm like, my grandson is about to be one. Mm. And I'm like, that's what I said. So I've been all in my feels because I started thinking about relationships. You know, it's true. Like I said, but I tell you one thing, I can promise you one thing. Forget anything else. I know that since I'm gonna be the queen, I need to be in the next relationship I'm being. I'm not worried about if it's gonna be with a king. I know it is. Because I'm not gonna pick nothing but what's supposed, you know what I mean? That I know it. I know it. Cause I'm telling you, my spidey sense so much has come up. If it tingled just a little bit, I'm scared. Cause I ain't got no time to play the games no more. I used to play a game with a game, baby. I'm telling you, vengeance used to be mine, said the Danny. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I just finally said, mm. I said, but then you know better, because then you take that with you into the next one too. Because sometimes people do kind of the same stuff, but they're not the same person. So, or they could do something that reminds me of that other person, and now they gonna get the blow up me because ain't nobody ever doing that to me again. That's so funny because I swear that I feel like that's the only time Nino want to have a fart party is at night. It's like he waits good until the end of the night and says, "You know what? I'm gonna wait just until you think you." That's what he definitely do it. I just looked down and saw the candles, then I saw Willow farts, and in my mind, I'm so silly. I just imagined the candle blowing out. Oh yeah, Russ, you're a blessing here. That's Tammy Stevens. But yeah, but then relationships. Oh, and then like I said, I've had some good ones. But the worst part with the good ones was I was too still into my bad boy phase and my, you know what I mean, and my no commitment with myself. 'Cause like I said, I can call it whatever I want. The bad boy phase is it was more of my like. So you hear the dogs get into it with each other. Those two dogs live together. When they bark at each other, they think they fight. There you go. One like this big, the one this big. You hear? Can't tell they barks ain't no big. Nina, you're not gonna have a barking party with them because you already have a barking party, and your bark is louder than both of their barks, and they gonna be quiet in a second. That just means they see somebody and they both giving a barking party. They walk into the dog park. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Dogs barking. Hey, I was saying something. Wait, look, I don't even know what I was saying, but I was saying something good. I don't know what I was saying, but I was saying something good. But yeah, no, like, oh no, I've had good relationships, and like I said, one of the worst part was, like I said, when I'm calling bad, like in Bad Boys, was really just like I said, that I had my own commitment issues, so it was easier for me to attract to people like that. Because then when they let me down, like I said, it's their fault. But in the end, they gave me every sign of everything I did. You know what I mean? And some didn't. Like I said, when I had my guard down after two bad relationships and got into this relationship, I was like, oh, don't put your guard. But I was like, you're not gonna be happy if you do. You got to be a little vulnerable. You got to do it. So I let my guards down, came all in the relationship, and like I said, it was going good for like a year and a half. I mean, I literally used to tell the person, like, man, I feel like God brought us together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt for them like I hadn't felt for nobody in a long time. And boom. It wasn't physical. No, that was the boom to reality. That was the car crash. That was the wait a minute. This can't be what I've been in. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, I'd love to tell y'all somebody who found out and I left, I'd be lying. I'd be a buck. If I'm put that much of my business out, I'm gonna say what I was. You know what I mean? So been there, done that. Like I was saying, I done played the game where you playing with somebody and they playing with somebody else, and then you called yourself the winner because you got them, but you never really felt like you won because now I don't trust them, and I don't trust me. Because like I said, I don't trust me to trust them. I don't trust me and believe. Like, so when they was doing good, I didn't even trust that I should believe it, because the last time I thought they was doing good, they was actually a whole lie out there. I've been there, done that. Like I said, I've been in relationships that weren't like that, and because you've been in stuff like that, you never know. You never know. But I thought of the things I was doing wrong. One of them was I was talking a lot about the past ones with, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, we can go both ways. But the only person I can fix is me. I can't fix them. I can't. I can't. They got to fix them. They got to see they got a problem. But that's how I learn. Like I said, when I do them again, oh, no, 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 no. We all do. We all do. But I didn't used to believe that. I used to truly not believe I did. And I'm talking about up into recently. I thought that everything I ever got, I kind of deserved because I stayed. I thought because of this, I thought because of that, and I didn't. Yeah, and that's never gonna happen to me. And but I'm setting myself up to be in that. Please, that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody ever beat up on me. I ain't never been beat up in my life. But I tell you, I done beat the hell out of myself. I done beat the hell out of myself. I'm please beat myself up so much that I end up in the same stuff I call myself trying to be away from. Please. Like I said, when I say this, I'm not just saying it because, oh, I had to love myself because, man, because life will have you not loving yourself. And ending up in the same places or ending up stagnant, ending up, mm-mm. No, thank you. Not for me. I did it too long. If I hadn't done it, excuse me, if I hadn't done it, I probably would have been like, oh, wait, when I say hadn't done it, if I hadn't seen it from the other side, from the side where I'm like, man, I was tearing myself up because of that, then I promise you, I would think it worked. I would think it's what got me through. I would think it's because I got that last, because trust me, I done acted a zip down fool too. I told you, I whole shanked my kid's father. Like, I a whole fool out here. I've been it all. I've been it all. And like I said, and I've been with people that loved you for real and wanted to give you the world, and you didn't even think you deserved it. So you pushed them like two, and then you went and chased somebody who didn't want to give you a Christmas gift. You know what I'm saying? But I had my own commitment issues. I had my own toxicities in me I had to get out. That's what I'm saying. I please, I done been there, done that. Wouldn't dare these days. I don't put my hands on no man. Like I said, that wasn't the case. Like I said, but once again, you become toxic. You become a part of this stuff you're doing. Like, because you start beating you up. That's the only way I want it. Like, that's the only way I want it. I told y'all we gonna bump into each other in the coffee shop. And I didn't go to coffee shops like that. Unless we talking knocking down. So I don't do Starbucks. It's just too strong. Starbucks remind me of the kind of coffee you need when you're in Vegas. When you're like, I've been up 2 days. Somebody go get me a Starbucks, 2 cups of it. That's what I think about with Starbucks. It just reminds me of something that's definitely gonna put me on my awake for about 55 hours straight. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. And same thing for Tina, and same thing. But like I said, and it's when you're ready. And I know that the thing is, the reason I ain't wouldn't put myself out there is because I have to make sure I'm ready. And to first do that, you got to go on a couple of dates and see how you be. Because you know how it is. You know how it is. You ever been ready to date? You ain't been dating in a while. You be ready to date, and the first people you go out with, you be like, oh my God, I see why I don't date. I see what this is. See, you got to go through the phase because now I can go out with him and realize this is just a date. I'm not obligated to marry him, sleep with him, nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is a date. It's either gonna be good or bad, or it's gonna be cut short. It's that simple. It's that simple. And I do. That's why I said I wanted to do that speed dating and stuff. But then I got this thing in my mind and think like people on speed dating and stuff like that are just people looking to get laid. And I know that's so bad to but I just be like, oh. But I'm like, I'm not one of those people that would like to plan like when we gonna do something. Like, oh, when we go out on that first date, as soon as we done, we gonna come back, we gonna do something, we gonna no. Because I'm thinking, oh, that's gonna probably be the boringest sex ever because we just I'd rather it happen, and you didn't plan it. But it's not like you didn't want it or you know what I'm saying? You just didn't plan it. It just the night to music. You know what I'm saying? Like it just I don't know. I like unexpected stuff. But before I never would have done that because I didn't like meeting new people. I did not trust new guys. I didn't know. Like, oh no. I had to know somebody who really knew him or, have some kind of background, some kind of reference, because I was scared that otherwise I'm getting whatever he's selling. You know what I mean? See, but once again, if you go into shit like that, then how you trusting somebody? Some of y'all used to have a lot of hiccups. And to me, I didn't. And to me, I was like, it's because of these dudes, because it's, but I had my own hiccup. Now that fixed them, I'm like, oh, baby, please. I can only get a king because I'm only setting out a queens. You know what I mean? Not that I wasn't queen before. I was just getting that kind of king. Same kind of queen I was. You putting it out there in the air. Like I said, Marianne, I am not in that place right now. I told y'all I planned in 2023 to start going on some dates. But, not even dates that I want to go on relationship, just dates like to go back out there and go back into that. Not to say guys don't come in, nothing. They does that happens all the time. So that always is good for your self esteem to know that you still got it. Whatever that always feels good. But like I said, I do what right now because like I said, I can still go toxic. I got to get that piece out of me. I have to. See, I'm always gonna be able to defend all that, but I need to get that toxic where this could really become me going. And I'm not even saying I'm because I've never been that crazy. But that part of me that'll just I don't know how to explain it. I should say that part of me that doesn't have real closure in relationships that I had that were bad, and I have to make a peace with myself with those. Because if you don't, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of luggage from that into and I ain't taking none of that luggage. Because that's not luggage. That's things you got memories of. We had a postcard, it was on the refrigerator, but it's gone by now. But we remember and we remember what it looked like. That's what it is. But when you still have something with it that's not closed, then what it does is it carries into everything else you do. And I just don't want that. Because that's why I'm not in no relationships right now. Trust your gut, yeah. Thanks, Marion. Like I said, this is the most peace. The fact that I know what I want, what I need to do, and that kind of stuff, that's always the best start to me. That is the best start. And trust me, if I went out and something was like that, I wouldn't not follow the moment where I wouldn't be like, okay, well, I'll give him my number. You know what I mean? Because it'll go to where it's going to go. But like I said, those parts, like I told y'all, I hadn't seen my oldest son's father in, mm, I still haven't physically seen him, but I hadn't heard from him. So I was put it like this I hadn't heard from my son's father in about 10 years. And as far as I'm concerned, now mind you, this time I'm 12 years into a relationship, 13, 14 years into a relationship. You know what I mean? I'm deep in another relationship. And I have no desire to be with this man. But the day I got on the phone with him the first time, I realized how there was too many unclosed chapters. There was too many times where I just walked it off because we had kids, and I never wanted you to use against me that I made it hard for you to be around because of me and the things I felt because of what you done. But I thought I was over them. And that mofo came around, and I realized, it's nowhere near over them. I wasn't. I just learned to go through it. But I realized when it came to that, I was actually still in the middle of the tunnel. I wasn't even through it yet. And you have to let stuff like that go. You have to, because if I don't, then if you do anything or you say something that was something like I'm a defend on that because I'm gonna feel like it's just hard to explain. So I know with stuff like that, I gotta close that. I close that. And so not like I said, not want to be with him, but not letting it be able where it can draw an emotion out of me. Period. Whether that emotion is anger. Mm-mm. And so yeah, I was like, oh, this one. I think I might have to if I see him in person. I might have to hit him on the yard if I see him in person. But no, I call him right now and I'd say that. Yeah, because it's the truth. But like I said, and that took some growth to say, And I found myself one day when my son was going through something after he came back in his life, just going off on like, do you realize what you missed, what you like going off? Because when I put aside what you did to me, I can never forget what you did to myself. So like I said, you just have to close a thing for real so that you cannot take that into any other. That's somebody I had a relationship with. So therefore, if I don't close that and deal and for real move on, like completely, where it's not, you just, put it in the attic because you had to just go on with life. But then I can let go. So since I know what the target is, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, oh no, because I'm ready and I don't want to take none of that baggage. I want good and bad relationships to have just made me what I am today, stronger. A real woman knowing what I really want. That's it. That's it. And I'm talking about in the bedroom, out the bedroom. You better know what you want, sisters. Yeah, like I said, I'm good. hmm But yeah, that's what I said. Nah, I just want to make sure, because otherwise you'll think you done. And don't let something happen. It'll bring it all back up instant. That's what I'm like, no. And sometimes it might be my energy because it's what I know. It's what I'm familiar. So I'm going to end up with that same type of person because it's where I'm familiar. So that's why anything I'm dating or with nowadays, it's going to be out the box. It's going to be out the box. hmm That's what I say. It's going to be out the box. But yeah, I just figure so many of us have so many different things going on with relationships, all different kind of people, whether it's your friends, your mates, your kids. We just got all these different relationships. And I was on my mind, my sons being, you know what I mean, the right kind of, because I never want somebody to be in a relationship with like one of the ones I just talked about and it be with one of my sons. You know what I mean? Like, I would not want that. You know what I mean? Because shoot, I know sometimes I was wondering, like, who raised these men? What that? Who raised them and why are they like this? And they must have been doing this. I thought that. So I hate for somebody to think that. And I did start thinking about it. But yeah. Other than that, I'm not about to be on nothing. What are you guys getting ready to do? I know Tina, you and Susan getting ready to go to bed. I'm not really gonna be on nothing. I'm about to come off of here. Probably take me out, come back in. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of the way I'm feeling today. I don't know. If I'm up late, I may jump on and go live, do a live in the bed. I might. I don't know. I just know that I just feel like one of those days that I don't feel like I'm gonna lay down and go straight to sleep. It's just how I feel. Mhm. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know, cause it's a lot of stuff on my mind, and I'm not even talking bad. Like it's a lot of stuff on my mind, like the fact that I could actually go into YouTube and go live now. Believe it or not, you know what I mean. But I still want to mess with Streamyard because I like Streamyard. So, but I also wanted to go in and add like what is it called? Not a billboard. That's what I said. I want to play in those things. So I'm like, oh, I can see myself being up a while. I could see myself being up a while because I was playing with it earlier before I left with my mom. I was playing with it earlier, and I said I was gonna get back to it, but I hadn't went back to it since I came back. So I know if I go in there messing with it, I'll be messing with it for a while. Hey, Miss Manda, how you doing? But yeah, but I just had this feeling like, oh, it just seems like today's gonna be a late one. It just really does. Hey, Just John, my favorite. Thank you. Much received. Oh, I love me some Just John. But yeah, but yeah, I said I wanted to mess around with it um a little bit, and so I was gonna see what was to that. I didn't see anybody scheduled for tonight, so I didn't really see anything. It's a couple of lives from yesterday I was actually watching pieces of. But yeah, like I said, I know, but see, that's a good thing. I can still watch the lives, listen to them, and play on here with that. But that's what I had planned on doing was seeing like different stuff I could do, just trying to learn that. So step up stuff. It's the first day of November. But yeah, like I said, so I don't know. I might not. It depends. 'Cause like I said, I might just be up and messing with that, and that's gonna be my eye really messing with that. But the good thing is I could turn off all the lights and be in here and do that. And the only light is the light on here, and I can use my glasses. But and because I'm not trying to read, I could be all up in the computer. You know, I'm not in y'all trying to get y'all alive, and I'm right in the computer. I'm right. I can at least do that. But that's really what I planned on doing when I get off here is doing that. Because like I said, I feel like I'm gonna be wide awake. Well, I know I'm wide awake. I'm not tired right now. It's still early, and I definitely wanted to mess with that. Like I said, because I went in there earlier, and I had forgot. Like, wait a minute, I could actually go live on YouTube. But I'm like, I don't even want to start messing with that thing when I'm still learning StreamYard. I'm like, I still want to mess with StreamYard show. I still want to mess with them. So yeah, I was doing that. Then I saw that they had made, they make you handles now. Well, YouTube will make you a handle, and they had made me mine. And I was one. I'm like, I don't want to change it. I'm gonna leave it the same. Start using that. So I was gonna start playing with that stuff. I literally was gonna do that today. Go into my studio and mess with some of that stuff. So yeah, that's what I had planned on doing this evening after I went live. That's it. And like I said, if it get late and I'm up and I'm just thinking of something or just amazed on what stuff might come on because I'm just playing with the stuff I learned in the stream yard. I might just want to see. I don't know. So it depends, like I said, because I'm gonna play with that for a few. That just sounds so dirty every time I say it. I'm gonna play with that for a few minutes and see what it do. No, but yeah, I am gonna mess. I'm not gonna say play with. I am going to mess with the stream yard and see how it go. See what I can do because I've never messed with the StreamYard. Like I've never put one of my uploads on through StreamYard, but I want to actually play with. I can't stop saying play with it. Play with this StreamYard. I have to stop. Dirty mind. I'm talking about man. Nobody else's man is a dirty man. Look, just John, you coming here now? I'm thinking dirty. Look at me. Mhm. Here's to survivors. Yes. Yes, to all of us who've been through something and still here and still giving a heart and still showing love. Good night, sis. I'm about to end it anyway. Go ahead. Good night. Good night. Get some rest. Oh, yeah, I know. And then tomorrow's another busy day at work. I'm glad your headache is feeling better, though. I'm glad your migraine, because that's more than a headache. A headache is an understatement. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thanks for being here. That's why I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute, it's 10 young time. I know Susan is exhausted. She had a late day herself. You know what I mean? So like I said, I was getting ready to wrap it up. I cannot say and go play with that. I can't say I'm about to go wrap it up, then go play with this for the I'm not gonna say all that. That doesn't sound right. None of it sounds right. I'm gonna get ready to wrap this live up, and then I'm gonna go and see what editing and stuff I can do in StreamYard and start learning it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in there and start learning. And if you wonder what that cracking sound is, because Nino sure is. It's my phone. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for coming through. Thank you for letting me sit here and babble about relationships and the different kinds I've been in. Thank you. Thank you. Because like I said, sometimes just holding those things in don't feel too good. And when I was sitting there listening to it, like I said, it just made me think like, on top of it, what about the good relationships you see? The ones that were worth modeling yourself after. But yeah. But I'm glad that at least I've learned while I'm still young enough to, you know, to at least really know exactly what I want and what I don't want. And so what I just can't do no more. I'm glad that at least I've gotten that far in my brain. Cause I didn't think I'd get there, y'all. I promise you, I didn't think I'd ever get there. I mean that. It may sound like, oh, it sounds so simple. Mm-mm. It was hard. It was hard. Oh yeah, sweet dreams, Susan. Sweet dreams, just John. Good night, Sammy. Good night, everybody who came in. I don't want to miss anybody. Good night, Marianne. Like I said, good night, Tina. Good night, Miss Manda. Good night, everybody. Get some rest, get some sleep. Have a good night's sleep. Good night, Stacy. Good night, Margene. My Margene, did I speak to my Margene? Hey, Margene. Kicking it with the rooks. Good night. Good night, everybody. Like I said, oof, got to about this. I think I'm about to go watch some of the good movies I liked. One of them being The Story of Us with Bruce Willis. I'm going to watch that. I just feel like watching those. You know what I mean? The movie. Ooh, I do, because they used to motivate me in kind of movies. I ain't even because I really am a sap and I really believe in love. I really do. And even though this hard exterior makes it act like I could do without it, no, I'm lying. And the more I get in touch with myself, the more I said you gotta stop lying to yourself. You gotta stop lying to yourself. But once again, it was a survival mechanism. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Like I said, I'm gonna go and do this. Y'all get some rest. Good night, Susan. Get some rest. I know you're exhausted. Tina, I know you're exhausted. Get some rest. Guys, I will either see you later on tonight or in the morning. But it most likely will be in the morning because who knows how long I'm gonna be on this. It's still early. That's why I'm saying I might come back late. But if I get to figure out some way to do some editing, I'm gonna drop a video for doggone sure with it. Because I have a video at lunch today with my mom. But I'm gonna try. That's the one I want to try to edit in there. If not, I'm still dropping it. But I want to mess around in there and see if I could do something with the editing in there. But all right, guys, I will see you later. Good night. Love ya. Bye. Don't say me like that, but be so fake.